Welcome back to another math lesson. Now, when I was here in the previous lesson, I think we discussed on how to work out the profit. And we said that for you to be able to make a profit, the item must be sold at a higher price, more than the amount of money that was paid when the item was being bought. So as you can remember, in our second example, we said that an item was bought at 60 shillings, and later on it was sold at 70 shillings. Now from here it's very clear that the selling price was higher than the buying price, as you can see. So we said that the profit made is the difference between the selling price and the buying price. And we agreed that if you want to calculate the profit, then we say profit is equivalent to selling price take away the buying price. So the selling price in this case will be 70 shillings. So we add 70 shillings under as the selling price. Then we take away the buying price, which is now 60 shillings. So as you saw in our second example, the profit made by this trader was only 10 shillings. But now, in this lesson, we are going to see something different from what we learned in the previous one. So I want us to see what's going to take place, and from here we'll be able to get to understand what we are going to learn. So at this particular time, I will allow the retailer to go and buy some of the goods from the wholesaler who is based at this side. So if you look at the wholesaler, he has so many items to be sold that my retailer will come and buy from him. So let's see what's going to take place. Hello.
I'm good.
How much do you sell the theory textbook?
It goes at 500 shillings.
500 shillings.
Yes.
How much is this?
500 shillings.
500 shillings. Then I have my textbook?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, you just see what has happened. So the retailer has bought the book from the wholesaler, and the retailer has paid 500 shillings, as you've all seen. Now, being a customer, now I'm now going to buy the book, the same book that he bought from the wholesaler, I'm going to buy from him. Now, right now, I'll be the buyer, but now it's going to be the seller. How are you?
I'm very fine, my friend.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How much is this book?
This book is at 450 shillings.
450 shillings.
Yes.
Okay. How much is this?
This is 200 shillings.
How much is this?
This is 100 shillings. Now it is 300 shillings.
Okay. How much is this?
This is 100 shillings. I add to this gives me 400 shillings.
And how much is this?
This is 50 shillings. If I add to this, it gives me 450 shillings.
Can I have my book?
Now you can have your book.
Thank you.
Welcome next time.
Now, as you've seen, when he was buying the book from the wholesaler, he paid 500 shillings. But now I've bought the book from him at 450 shillings. So I've given him only 450 shillings. Now, one thing you must ask yourself, why was the book sold at a lower price? As we said before, when the demand of an item is very low, it forces the traders to reduce the price. And that's why the retailer had many books, And since nobody was coming for them, and he wanted to clear his stock, so he was forced to reduce the price at which he bought the books. So instead of selling the books at the same amount, he was now forced to sell it at 450 shillings. That's why the books given to me at 450 shillings. Now, going back to the same point, where he bought the book by paying 500 shillings, remember, the amount of money he paid when he was buying the book from the wholesaler is referred as a buying price. But the amount of money which I gave to him when I was now getting the book from him, which means he was now selling the book to me, is now referred as the selling price. So in that case, we'll say the buying price for this book was 500 shillings, but the selling price was 450 shillings. Now, can you tell me the difference between the amount of money that was paid when he was buying and the amount of money that I gave him when he was selling the book to me? Good. The difference is 50 shillings. Now, how do you get that 50 shillings that we just said is the difference? Good. It is 500 shillings. Take away 450 shillings. So when you take 500 shillings which was paid when the book was being bought, take away the amount of money at which the book was sold, the difference will get at 50 shillings. That's good. Now, who can get me the formula for what we are trying to learn here? Good, you are right. So the trader made a loss. So that one is our subtopic for today. So we are learning about money, but the subtopic, loss. Now class, what is loss? That's a good trial. Somebody else? Yes, that girl is right. Okay, now class, let's see how the teacher explained the word loss on his chart. Now, as you can see, the teacher is trying to explain that loss is the less amount of money realized from the buying price. I'll repeat, loss is the less amount of money realized from the buying price. Now, why do we say that? If you look at the price at which the book was bought, the book was bought at 500 shillings. Then the same book was later sold at 450 shillings. So when I compare the buying price and the selling price, then I realized that this trader realized a loss of 50 shillings. So the selling price was 50 shillings less than the buying price. And that's why we say loss is the less amount of money realized from the buying price. Now I want one of you to give me the formula that we can use to calculate loss. Okay? someone is saying that loss is supposed to be selling price minus buying price. Is that true, class? Good. So somebody is saying that one is wrong, and I support that. Why are we not using the formula that girl has just given us? If you look at the selling price that we have here, it was 450. So when I write the 450 here, we cannot subtract the buying price, which is 500 shillings, from it. So it is impossible. Therefore, the whole formula is wrong. Now, who can try and give us the correct formula for calculating loss? Good boy. So it's just told us that to get the loss made, you need to take the buying price, take away the selling price. So the teacher will support that formula. Why am I supporting the formula? Because as we can see, the item was bought at 500 shillings and later on sold at 450 shillings. So for us to be able to get the answer that we worked out at 50 shillings, therefore it means to calculate the loss made, you need to take the buying price, which is the higher amount of money that was paid, take away the selling price, which is less amount of money that was paid. So we'll take our buying price, which is 500 shillings, then subtract 450 shillings. Now class, if you take away 450 shillings from 500 shillings, how much do you get as the difference? Good. The difference between 500 shillings and 450 shillings is just 50 shillings. So, therefore, that difference becomes the loss that was made. Now class, with that knowledge that we've received, I want us to work out the loss made by this trader from this statement. So we are told a trader bought an item at Kenya shillings 100 and later sold it for 80 shillings. What loss did he make? So I'll give you at least 1 minute to work out that problem. Yes, I can see that girl is ready. What's your answer? Okay. The girl said that the answer is 180. How many of us support that answer? Okay, if you don't support the answer, then can you give me the answer you think is correct? Good. Somebody saying that the answer is supposed to be 20 shillings. So this answer was given by the girl, And this is now given by the boy. Now class, I'm going to work it out to make us know that between the girl and the boy, who got the correct answer. So let's work it out and see who's correct between the two. Now, as I said before, for us to be able to calculate the loss rate, 1, you need to identify the buying price from the statement. 2, you need to identify the selling price from the statement. So I'll read it for you, and then from there we'll be able to identify the buying price and the selling price. So the question was, I trade about an item for 100 shillings and later sold it for 80 shillings. So the word bought as used here reminds us of the buying price. Therefore it means the buying price for this item was 100 shillings. We are told, and later sold it. So the word sold here reminds us of the selling price. Therefore it means the selling price for the item was 80 shillings. So the selling price was 80 shillings. Once you identify the two, then you bring in the formula. So can one of you remind me of the formula decided to be used for computing loss? Good. We said that loss is worked out by taking buying price minus the selling price. So our buying price here, as you can see, was 100 shillings. So we write 100 under the buying price. Take away the selling price given as 80 shillings. Therefore, the loss made, as you can see, was only 20 shillings. So now class, between the boy and the girl, who was correct? Good. The girl was wrong, but the boy got the correct answer. Therefore, class, anytime you're given a problem involving a loss, 1, you need to identify the buying price. 2, you need to identify the selling price. After that, write the formula to be used to calculate the loss made. Then replace the buying price with the amount of money given for it. And then selling price, you do the same. After which, you'll be able to get the loss that was made. Therefore, class, before we end the lesson for today, I will beg that you work out the exercise in your math textbooks. Up to there, the teacher will beg to stop until the next lesson.